6 games at a garage sale, and I was like, let me do that instead. I actually got yesterday, Saturday, I picked up Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe on the 360. I paid $5 for it. I don't know why. I thought it had more value than that. But then I had seen, I guess there was one yesterday too, the same one, but it said like PS2, PS3 games. And it said it was today too. I didn't see it yesterday on Craigslist. It appeared on Craigslist. I don't know. So I was like, all right, I'll go there tomorrow, today, which is Sunday. So I went over there, and there was like 40 PS2 games. Nothing like terrible, but a lot of there's like 2 Hitmans, a Call of Duty, Gran Turismo 3, Pac-Man World 2, like the Mummy game, Minority Report, stuff like that. Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter. But I grabbed 6 games. They were 2 apiece, but the lady gave me the 6 for 10. So 6 games, $10, great. Now, the big thing of these 6 is there's 2 games that I was really surprised to see and happy to see. The rest I kind of just grabbed because I didn't know values or anything. The first game here is Driving Emotion Type S. I grabbed this because it was a racing game made by Squaresoft. This is before Square and Enix merged. So it's an early era PS2 game, 2001, or even it says 2000, 2001, I don't know. But actually, maybe it came out in 2000 in Japan. It came out in 2001 here. But they were still Squaresoft back then. I grabbed it because I'm like, you know what? Squaresoft made a racing game. It doesn't have much value, and the thing about all these games, including the ones I didn't get, these things were like, they're in such great shape. They all have their manuals. All the discs of the games I have are in either really good shape or have just a few light scratches on them. All the cases except one are in pretty good shape as well. I'm not that they're in bad shape, but there's some like rips on the plastic. But I tested all of them. They all work. I couldn't use the analog sticks with this, and I kept hitting the button to think maybe I hit the analog button on the PS2 controller, but I had to use the control pad. It's weird. Well, you know what? I wonder if it'd come out on the PlayStation, the first PlayStation, and then it came out on this. I don't know. Same thing with this game I picked up because I'm like, I don't know. Does that value? It's got like $8 to $10 in value, but it's a RC Revenge Pro. I actually have 2 games by Acclaim here, which is kind of funny. Acclaim actually, when they were a company, their headquarters were actually on Long Island, I think in Port Jefferson. But I played a little bit of this. This is like a PS2 version of like an RC Pro-Am, but not as good. It doesn't control as well, but you get like power-ups and stuff. Apparently you could use RC boats as well on this, but I don't know. It could have been fun back then. I only played it briefly. Once again, though, I mean, it's always funny with those because this had to have either been a launch game or right after launch because it was 2000. But I always love that those early era PlayStation games had the like the blue backs of the disc. Those are the 2. This game I kind of know didn't have much value, but I wanted to get it. It's the second. Actually, there's 3 Acclaim games here. That's funny. This Burnout 2 Point of Impact. Acclaim did actually publish the first 2 Burnout games, and then EA, I guess, bought the rights or whatever. But this is a cool one. This one introduces the crash mode. I'm pretty sure the crash mode was not in the original. The crash mode is just you driving into traffic to get points causing crashes. first one's actually good for what it is. I like Burnout Paradise as well. But this is a game I'd probably just hold on to anyway because I like the Burnout games. One of the few racing series I like. This and F-Zero, and I really like Split Second as well. So it's pretty much like 3 racing games, but the 4th one I grabbed, I knew this was a Dreamcast game. I'm pretty sure I didn't know that it came out on the PS2 as well. This one has the damage on the case, but it's Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future. As you can see, there's some rips in the plastic there by the PS. And the back has one as well. I played this briefly as well. This has a little bit of value, like $11, $12. I was like, I'm gonna grab this because A, I didn't know it was a PS2 game. But I was like, you know what? I like the Echo of the Dolphin. I only played the first one. I really liked it on the Genesis. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, you see, this must have been ported over after we had 2002, because it says produced by Sega but converted, published, and distributed by Acclaim. So I bet you Acclaim had nothing to do probably with the Dreamcast one. I played it real brief, if like 5 minutes. It was a little tough to control. I may go back and maybe play it a little bit more. But once again, just cool to, you know, come across different games. I mean, I only had $18, so I got 6 for 10. If I wanted to, I probably could have maybe generated, maybe picked up another 4 or 5 games, I guess. Depending if I could have gotten more of a deal, but like I said, there was nothing else that I didn't think had value, and nothing else I was actually interested in either. But these next 2, the first one here I saw, because there's like, maybe like, I don't know, 20 games. Actually, it's probably only about 30 games, but there's probably about 20 to 25 games stacked up on like a plastic shelving thing. And then there was like another 10 to 12 inside a box, but I immediately grabbed this one, because this is a game I actually had interest in. I always wanted to pick it up on the Xbox, survival horror game. I only thought this game had like $15 to $20 in value, but apparently it's got like $40 to $50 in value, but it's a Cold Fear. It takes place on a boat. I was always interested in this like years back, but I never obviously got around to playing it, and then I never picked it up, but I'm probably going to give this a play. I played it briefly, and it was kind of interesting, because you're on the boat in the beginning, waves are coming over and stuff, there's like shadows, you go into a room, and like there's somebody outside, and they disappear and stuff. Let's see, it says, sound the depths of terror. In the throes of a ferocious Arctic storm, distress signals are sent from a seemingly abandoned Russian whaler. As Coast Guard veteran Tom Hansen, you board to investigate and discover unthinkable horrors lurking beneath the ship's blood-stained decks. But I didn't know this game had that kind of value. Unless I was just thinking maybe the Xbox One's just cheap. I don't know. I'll admit I might have to play this on the other TV, which is an HD, but it's not a 4K. Because this game didn't, unless I have to screw with the settings on the TV, because this game didn't look like it looked very hard to see stuff, very blurry. I don't know if it just doesn't hold up or what. But I know some games just look like crap on newer TVs, like, you know, these older games that were meant for standard definition. But really cool to see this, man. I was like, oh shit. Because, like, all the games, like, you know, like I said, there's a lot of lower value games. There's, like, no sport games or anything. It was all, you know. Could have been this person's full PS2 collection for all I know. But cool to see, because, like, I'm not going to come across a game like this at Garage Sale often, if ever. And I'm certainly probably not coming across this next game as well. This game I knew value. And this is another game I had interest in a while back. Never got around to getting it because at the time it was selling for like $25, $30. Now people have been selling it from like $50 to $70. But it is Ghost Hunter by Namco there. This works as well. I played some of it once again. The disc is in great shape. There's a manual. I was playing it, you're a cop, and I'm in like this abandoned school at first with this woman, and stuff's going down. I like go into like the depths of the basement, kind of down like a couple of ladders, and then I just stopped playing. But it always looked cool. Come face to face with hundreds of grotesque creatures and demonic phantoms, roam freely through a vast and sinister landscape unlike any action hard adventure. Oh yeah, that's right, your guy's name's Lazarus Jones of the Detroit PD. Lazarus. Yeah, to an abandoned school, the site of a gruesome murder spree some 10 years past, which should have been a routine run, descends into disaster of supernatural proportions. When hordes of tortured souls are accidentally unleashed. Yeah, that's the thing. There was something, this like computer thing came up. I was like, oh, you gotta do this. I assume that's gonna unleash the things. But this is a game I knew had value. I was surprised it was selling for that kind of price, but I had not looked at this game for a while. Years at least. It had to have been at least, God, maybe 10 years. Maybe less, but just once again to find this at G-Cell, like even like I said, you know, those Hitman games, a Call of Duty, you know, like Burnout, Echo, Minority Report, stuff like that. And then you get a couple like something like this, you're like, oh man, like wow, it's cool. Like I said, I'm not talking about like that garage sale that person had that has all those games and they're selling them there. If you're collecting them, the price is still decent, but like a regular garage sale, you know, where games are just part of it, you know, and there's tools and everything else. But I'm not gonna come across this game again. Probably, I'd be shocked. But it's really cool to find. To find these two was awesome, and the prices were great. You know, $2 a piece. You see the little stickers there, and then I got the 6 for $10, so $1 like 67 a game. And it's pretty damn sweet, especially for two pretty much survival horror games. I don't know if I'm gonna just try to move Ghost Hunter or play it first, but I kind of want to play this first. This Cold Fear. But like I said, really cool, and I was just pumped to get like a stack. You know, it's only 6. A stack of games for a system. You know, like I said, it's been dry the garage sale seasons because, you know, Corona and whatnot, but to come across stuff like that is still cool, you know, especially because I'm in this town. It's my first garage sale season in a new town, so you know, I'm trying to, you know, be like, okay, how are the garage sales gonna be? You know, obviously this is a different scenario now. Circumstances, you know, I can't base how the garage sales are this season because of what's happening. But like even Massapequa barely had any as well, because I've just been looking for kicks in Massapequa. You know, because if there was like a bunch of Massapequa or something, I'd probably just stay over there Friday night and go out on Saturday. And all these games, at least these 6, had the games in them. Like a lot of times I go to garage sales, man, a game like this, there'd be nothing in the case. You know, it'd be like heartbreaking, you know, like, oh, come on. All this stuff in great shape. I would assume all the other games are in there as well. There's a couple PS3 games, and there's an original PlayStation game as well. But yeah, no, awesome. But I just wanted to show that. I get excited to show my garage sale pickups, and especially in a garage sale season where there has barely been any. But yeah, just want to show that kind of quick. And thanks everyone for checking this out, and have a good night.